Is it working now? It always takes a little bit of time. How you doing, everybody? It is raining. So the best thing I like to do when it rains is make soup. I love making soup, especially certain kinds of soup. I'm gonna close this. There's a bit of a glare. Doesn't matter what I do. I gotta close it all the way, right? Because the glare is like non-stop all the way through. So the door is completely closed. So I'm not wearing my gear. I'm at home. I usually wear my gear, when I make a video, but it's dirty from work. So I'm just going to make a video in my normal attire. So I'm making a broccoli puree soup, and it's something that anybody can make at home. Very nice to do for your husband or your wife if they've been gone all day and it's raining. It's light on the stomach. It's not something like a big heavy steak when it's a sunny, hot day outside. Nice, easy to digest, something like that. But when it rains, the stomach gets a little bit of, a little uneasy. So you got to put little softer things in there, and so, consequentially, uh, biting things when it rains could cause your jaw tendons to get sore when the sun comes out again. Is that the right word? Consequentially. I know you only needed grade 10 to get into culinary, but I mean, I got a high level of English. I'm doing this as a second career. And I get boggled by all the different words that are out there. You don't have to use big words in life, really. But I've heard if you look at the dictionary for a new word, I mean, when you're older people seem to do this, is that you look for a word of the day kind of thing, something that you never really say, and then you use it during that day, And I think it's, smart people tell me that it increases your your ability, to use your mind for other things in life. But moving on, okay, so you need a potato, right? You need one of these puree machines. These are really good for at home. I bought this one at the Jean Couture in my neighborhood. They sell things like that, blenders and whatnot. You're going to need one of these. So we're going to start this. And everybody knows how to peel a what do you call these again? Potato. I'm a chef. Really, I am. I swear to goodness. So peeling the potato. Potatoes are really cheap, by the way. Broccoli. I mean, this is a meal. This is something you can do under $5, and just things you have in the fridge. The stock is really simple. It's because you're boiling the potatoes, right? They're gonna have to boil for a little while, so it shouldn't take too long. But you're also going to boil the broccoli pretty much at the same time, but nearer to the end of the potatoes, the doneness of the potatoes. All right, so the best way to get potatoes done fast is to chop them up into little pieces. So now if you're cooking for somebody, you might want to take as many of these little marks off. So, I mean, you can go in at it, and it'll come out. Some of them are really deep, so you can use your knife and you can cut into it a little bit like that. And you can take that little piece out just like that. Now I'm pretty much doing it for myself, so Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't really care. These little pieces are going to go in your little compost bag. So I don't know if you got a compost. It's good to have compost bags. They I guess, I don't know, somebody told me they help for the environment. Need to compost. And you stick it in there. Don't take a whiff because it might stink. Actually, it doesn't really smell. Bugs don't really get into it either. You know, it's like it's plastic. It's like it's got a plastic inside. You know, so that's gonna be there. Now we're gonna need that again in a little while. So now you got your potato, and you're gonna want to chop it up into little pieces. So I'm gonna go once this way and bang, 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 pretty much. Or I can go twice this way. 1, 2, and then bang, 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 bang. And then I'll make little pieces. Small pieces boil and get soft much faster than big pieces, right? I mean, whether it's common sense or not, you don't really think about it, you know? So if you don't think about it, you don't realize it. If you don't realize it, you don't do it. And that's about it to that. So, and then you can chop them up even smaller than that. There's not much to see here, so it's just chopping them up into little pieces like this, you know, kind of like you were making a bisque or something like that. You do that with carrots and onions and potatoes, right? So there we have a whole bunch of little pieces, about 2 handfuls worth, like that. Now I have water on the stove over here, and it's boiling. So I'm gonna grab it. I started it boiling before I started this. And I'm gonna take my potatoes and stick them in there, and my glasses are getting all hot and steamy. Watch you don't burn your hands. All right, we're gonna put that back here. Spilt a little bit of water on the floor, but that's okay. I tend to do things like that. All right, and the first part's over. That's tough, man, I tell you. No, this is a pretty easy little task. If you're older, well, if you're younger, it doesn't make a difference. Fact is that this is a healthy, enjoyable soup. Okay, well, puree, whatever. You know, it's got some thickness to it. Okay, and we're not going to put the knife away yet because we have to chop an onion. Now, the ratio to 1 potato, all right, for typically 2 people, all right, will be like 2 carrots, 1 thing of broccoli. I'm going to show you what 1 thing of broccoli is. and half an onion. All right, so it means an onion that's about this big. You'll see it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. Okay. Oh, well, let's cut the broccoli up first, because the broccoli is going to go in with the potato after the potato has boiled for a few minutes. Okay, now don't worry, this video won't take too long. It's going to show you how to do it, and then you'll always know. And it's really good. It's really awesomely good. So what happens is you're going to make your own stock. So it's a vegetable stock, right? And so you don't have to go out to Shoppers Drug Mart and buy a vegetable stock thing or make your own vegetable stock. Well, what you're doing is you're making your own vegetable stock anyways, because you're boiling the potatoes, you're boiling the broccoli, right? You're not boiling the onions, but we'll go there in a minute. So, and sometimes I saute the onions. I'm not going to do it this time. But you can if you want. It darkens them a little bit. If you saute them, you want them to be just a little translucent. Okay, and you don't want to burn them because it's going to make little black marks in your soup. And you want a nice clear soup. All right, so you don't want little black marks in it. Typically, you wouldn't use ground black pepper. You would use white pepper. All right, so it's a different kind of pepper. It's white pepper. So you will already have your stock. All right. So between the stock and the milk, which is like the only thing that makes it non-vegan. Well, vegans, there are a different kind of vegan. Some people ovo lacto. Um, some don't drink milk. Some do drink milk. Some eat eggs. Some don't eat eggs, even though they don't eat meat. There's the different types of vegetarian, and in this case, we're using a little bit of milk. Okay, so it just makes it creamier, really. You don't have to use the milk, but then you're just going with the stock. So you can do that too. Won't be as tasty. I like to put a little butter in it too. So the next step will be the broccoli. So let's look in the fridge. Actually, don't look in my fridge. I'm kidding. Oh, get up in here. Now, onion's not something that really needs to be kept in a refrigerator. Onion's not something that needs to be kept in a refrigerator. This is a small onion. Garlic doesn't have to be kept in the refrigerator. I keep the garlic out here. And I have ginger here. It doesn't need to be in the fridge. They say it promotes, mold and stuff like that. And it's not nice. Most of the time I keep it in the fridge anyways, because I have very little room and usually it gets used up really fast. So I do understand where they're coming from by not putting it in the fridge. But, so this is too much onion for one potato. Okay. So we're going to go about 3/4 of this. Okay. And we're not going to throw the rest away. We're going to throw that 1/4 back in the fridge because it makes the fridge smell really good. You can also throw it away in the compost if you want to. That's totally your choice. So ratio is 1 potato to 3/4 an onion this big. How can we... it's kind of hard to tell, what this big looks like, even though you can see it. If we can put something up next to it, like, this is an average pen. Okay, so you can see that I'm holding the tip of it, and it is this big. Okay, so that's an average pen. So what is that? It's like 1/4 of a pen, right? So you're going to use this much of it, which is, I guess, 2 inches worth of pen. It's about 2 inches worth of onion. Okay, we're going to cut the broccoli before we cut this, okay, because we're going to puree it in the same pot, right, as it's boiling in. I mean, it's already got the stock. You can be more professional about it and separate it and stuff like that, but you're just making dishes. A lot of people in restaurants and places like to skip a step. If you don't have to do it, don't do it. Just skip a step. All right. Not being unprofessional, it's just skipping a step. So I'm going to get my broccoli. When it comes to carrots, it's 2 full carrots. Carrots are about that big, right? So usually 2 full carrots will do it. 1 can of cut carrots, sliced and diced carrots, or chopped carrots, whatever, in a can. In a can is really nice because they're already soft, right? You can go with baby carrots too, which might be a little sweeter. But it's all getting pureed. So, I mean, leave the baby carrots for when you have something like meat on your plate. This is all going to get pureed. So when it comes to a broccoli floret, we're going to use one of these. So it came with two. They're both the exact same size. I swear to goodness. I know you can't see it, but they're both the same size. You get two for $1.99 or $2.99. Okay. And I will be using some of the stock, right? You don't have to use too much of the stock, but it's good stuff just the same. Nothing wrong with it. All right, so let's put that in here. I'll take the butter out. Nothing else I need. Okay, put the butter here. So let's look at it. So we got a whole bunch of florets, right? These are called florets, the little ones. Okay, this is one big floret of broccoli, and then there's a whole bunch of little florets. So we're going to separate all the little florets with our knife. All right, don't cut yourself. And that's pretty simple. And then you get a whole bunch of these little guys, right? The great thing about it, it's like making a vegetable board, you know, for a party or something like that. And you've done that 100 times, right? There you have it. Little florets like this. All right, now we're going to break them up into little pieces with our hands. No big deal. Nice and easy. Just break them up just like that. All right. The stem should be small enough. You know, you can just break it. You can break the stem a little bit in half too. It's no big deal. It's all going to get boiled and go soft. All right. Another 10 minutes probably will be done. If anybody's wanting to watch a football game or something like that, get off the internet. I'm trying to want to watch the football game. I need to make you some soup first. Trying to be a good spouse here. Stifle yourself. Sit comfortable. Have a beer. Whatever. Let me make your soup. Or mom and dad may be like that. You're going to try and show how to do something nice for them for their birthday or for some special occasion. So now on my desk here, I got a handful of a whole bunch of little tiny florets, and they're all broken up like this, and you're breaking them up, see? So when big ones turn to little ones, you break them all up by hand, nice and easy. No big deal. And then you got this right here, okay? Now, this one, what you can do is you can clean it up a little bit this way all around here. Take off anything that's rough. All right. Some people will literally shave it. You can do that. But I mean, the part that you don't want is like this has been out for a long time. It came from the grocery store like that. So you want to cut that off too. But you can cut this down a little bit, okay, is what I'm trying to say. So we're just going to cut it down and kind of chop it like you would a carrot, making planks. Top and the bottom. There you got a nice 4x4 of, that's the stock right there. And it's pretty soft. It's soft. The inside's really nice, beautiful stuff. All right. I mean, this is a gem right here. Okay, so now I'm going to chop it into pieces. Bang, 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 bang. Okay? The little pieces. It's so good. It smells so good. Broccoli's such a wonderful thing. There. And see how it is? It's little squares. Just like that. It's so good. Okay, so our potatoes have been in for a minute. I'm going to throw this on top of the potatoes. Just like that. In a handful. Right on top of potatoes. All right. Make sure there's enough water in there that it covers. go. I use a spoon and I just tap it in a little bit so that water goes over top any florets because they float a little bit, right? They all float down here. They float. You get it? From the movie It. Okay. So now I have leftover. I'm going to put it in the compost bag. It's just not in a rush. Okay. So next step is the onion, right? All right. So when you cut into the skin, this is a little slippery. This is slippery stuff. So try to take that off. All right. There we go. Take it off. Compost, right? Now I'm going to take this little tip off. There we go. Take the little tip off and I made a little rip. I made a rip. You see that? So I can work at that, or I can just I can just cut it. I can cut it because we want 2 inches worth of it, right? So I'm just gonna cut that piece. There we go. So this it's gonna go in the fridge. It makes the fridge smell really nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that aside. I open the fridge. Shouldn't open the fridge too much, you know, but all right, so without cutting yourself, all right, I want to cut that skin off. So just give it a little like that, and then just lift the skin like that with your finger. See that come off like that? Ooh, look at that. There we go. See that come off? This comes off really easy. Just like that. There we go, compost. And this is what we're going to throw into the soup. Now, a lot of times I will saute this. I'm not going to this time. Doesn't hurt to find out how big of a difference. You know, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Fact is, it's all going to be blitzed, as some people call it with this. They have these in restaurants too, except they're more industrial sized. Next, we're going to chop it up. Now, it doesn't have to be chopped perfectly. It doesn't have to be chopped in little itty bitty dice that are exactly this size and this size, exactly all of them perfect and everything like that. No, it's going to be blitzed. You can chop it up 100 different ways, left, right, up, down, sideways, perpendicular, horizontal, don't make no difference because it's going to get blitzed. Okay? It don't matter. Just chop it in a whole bunch of little pieces like you're going to mince it. All right. And mince is like little tiny pieces, you know? So that's all we're going to do. I don't know. Can you see this? Let me see that. So we're going this way. We're just chopping away. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Chop, 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 chop. Chop some more this way and that way. Doesn't have to be too professional. Just chopped like that, and this and that, and chop some more, and chop this way and that way. No big deal. Okay, so that's it. Just chop it in little pieces, right? Into little tiny pieces. I mean, that's all you got to do. See how small that is? It's not hard, right? About the size of your thumbnail, your fingernail anyway, at least. Maybe a little smaller than your thumbnail. Just keep chopping at it. Okay. And that's like the portion for like 2 people. All right. So I'm making 2 people's worth of this soup. We're going to put this with the compost stuff because we're going to throw it in the compost. All right. So always clean your knife. Zinga. Clean. So now we gotta see if those potato chunks are about ready. Doesn't take all that long for broccoli, but the potatoes can take a little while. That's why I say in little pieces, right? This is gonna go in. We have our stock. The stock's already there. We just have to reduce the water out of it. So we're gonna use a sieve, strain it, and then we'll be ready to puree it. Yeah. I mean, the puree is a lot of potato. It turns into mashed potato, a little bit of milk, and with the stock and with the butter. I like the butter because the butter gives a little bit extra taste. And then we're going to put a little bit of salt in it and a little bit of white pepper. Now I'm doing it for myself, so I'm going to use a little bit of black pepper because I don't have any white pepper. I do have a spice rack. See up on the wall here? That is a spice rack. It's not too big. I mean, you only need a few things, really. So let's move this like this. See my fire extinguisher there? It's good to have fire extinguisher. All right, so I'm going to go over there and I'm going to test the potatoes to make sure that the potatoes are right. Okay. Usually I just stick a fork in it. I got a fork here. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's good enough. And our flour, it should be just about ready. The most wonderful part about being a chef is being a taste tester. Yeah, I could use another minute or two. They're really good. Well, the potatoes are ready, but the florets need another couple of minutes. So let's talk about something interesting. Oh, what do people put in their omelets? Banana pepper, red and green pepper, onion, cheddar cheese, salsa, chicken, tomato, bacon, guacamole, goat cheese, Greek feta cheese, broccoli, mushroom, red onion, spinach, black olives, camelata, black olives, grape tomatoes, green onions, oregano, chives, sausage, ham, smoked meat, and Swiss cheese. Well, how interesting. All right. So let's put that in a sieve, whatever. Strain the water out just a little bit, not everything, because we're going to keep some of that water. So I got my little sievie here. You see it? There it is right there. Okay, and just a normal strainer would work too. I'm going to pour it in there like that over the sink, but not all the water. All right, we want some water. Just like that. Okay. There we have it. Now, another fun part. We're going to squish it. You've seen one of these before, right? And we're going to squish it like that. Squishing, squishing, squishing. Just like that. Lovely. looking real nice. You almost don't need to puree it at this point. Okay. That's it. Looks like baby food. Great. Throw that in the sink. I'll take my onions and throw them in. Okay, give it a little stir. And get a little butter. I'm going to take a little butter out of here. This isn't real butter, it's margarine. Margarine is incredibly bad for you. You're better off just to eat butter. But you are you, and you can do whatever you want. Made to be like butter. If you want to, you can use it. Just like that. Now we're going to add milk. Am I out of milk? Yes, I am. Okay. Let's fill that up. A little bit of milk in there. Nope, we got none left here. Okay, so we'll put a bag of milk in. Always best to buy the 4-liter milk because you get a better deal. This is kitchen mate's best friend right here. And you just slice that off right there. I think they sell them at the dollar store. You just pour a little bit. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. About 100 milliliters, 75 milliliters. Give it a stir. And it should be, soupy. Lots of chunks in there, but soupy. Look like hard baby food, maybe. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But if anything in there doesn't look right, pull it out. Click a little brown piece. Pour a little bit more milk in there. If that's what it takes, if it needs that. Keep stirring until the consistency is what you're looking for. It's like soupy looking, right? Wants to be soupy looking. So, and don't worry about those chunks because we're going to zap it with the hand blender here. Okay, so put this back in the fridge. Okay. Now, right in the pot. Plug this in. Right in the pot, just like that. Kind of stir it. You're going to see it's going to change a little bit. Keep going until all the chunks are nice and smooth. All the chunks are gone. It won't take too long, I promise. Keep going. You look really nice now. And be careful. Sometimes there's pieces that stick to the side of the pot. All right, so you got to get them in there too and make sure that gets pureed too because if it's not, then you're going to have a chunk. All right, the whole idea of this is that there are no chunks. All right, it should be completely smooth in your mouth. All right, completely smooth. I'll keep going a little bit more. I'm almost there, about halfway there now. Lift it up a little bit, but not too high because it'll splash out at you. put it in a blender too, but you might as well just keep it in the pot. This little tool was only $15 at the Tonga Tour. It's a nice thing to have, and it's sure a little easier than a Ninja or a Robocoop or a big blender, you know. Those are the names for blenders, the Ninja and the Robocoop. I'm getting there, really nice looking now. Oh, that's beautiful. Now you can do this with carrots, like I said earlier. You can do this with all sorts of things. Celery soup. I think celery soup is more of a soup that's made for cold. A cold soup. You know, celery soup, cold soup. Cucumber soup, cold soup. Some soups are cold. They're served cold. You can have them hot too, but you know. Each their own, right? Some people feel that foods that they go into their stomach have to be cold all the time. Some feel that they gotta be hot all the time. Well, this is really nice. Getting nice and silky looking. Normally you fry the onions a little bit until they're translucent, then you put them in. Not too much, right? You don't want any black in here. Yeah. Yeehaw! We don't want too much onion because onion is a very strong thing. You're only making for 2 people, right? Oh, this is lovely. I think we're good now. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, that's perfect. It's amazing. Now remember, we're still plugged in, so don't stick your finger in there. So how do you clean this thing really easy? Give it a few taps, right? Make sure all that goodness is off of it. And you can stick it head into the sink of water. Turn it on for a second. And that'll clean the inside of it. Unplug it. Then you can take a paper towel to clean the rest of it. Make sure the paper towel is clean, of course. Give it a swipe. I'm going to need more paper towel. And just clean it like this. Typically, no problem. And always wind it up before you put it away. Put it away nicely. Right. Garbage. And turn the element off on my stove might be a good idea. Now you could use kosher salt, but I'm going to use regular ionized table salt. Yeah. So first let's taste it. Okay. See that consistency? There's no chunks in there at all. I don't know if you can see how green it is. It's a nice color green. Kind of like a light candy apple green, I think. That's nice, but it needs salt. So add some salt. There's a teaspoon worth. Give it a stir. About a teaspoon of salt there. That's it. About a teaspoon of salt. Taste it again. It's good. One more time. That's good. Could have been blitzed a little bit longer with the immersion blender there. I got a few little florets in my mouth, just some little flowers, and that's it's okay, but you're not supposed to have any. All right, no florets at all. You're not supposed to taste anything crunchy in a soup like this. This is like a pure puree. Taste it again. Yeah, it seems pretty good. So you saw how much salt I put in. About a teaspoon. It might be a little give, just a touch. But I'm gonna keep it like that. It's fine. You're gonna be giving it to somebody, right? And you don't want too much because the person might not like too much salt, right? And I haven't put pepper in here. It's up to you if you want to put pepper in. White pepper mostly. And you wouldn't put much, a lot less than a teaspoon. You just put a couple dashes in just for a little, it's to taste. And you want the person who you're serving to take the pepper off the table if they want pepper, right? It's the thing about soup and salt and pepper. It usually takes a little salt, sometimes a little pepper, but you don't want to overdo it. You want the person you're serving to add their own. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I'm going to put this back. Now, the next step is to put it in a pretty bowl. Is that a pretty bowl or what? See how nice that is? It's deep, it's pretty. All right. Now, you don't want to touch. You want a nice level of soup. You don't want any splash on the bowl, all right? So I got these little dips on the side of my pot, and it should just pour in real nice like that. It's about 3/4 full. Use your spoon. Make sure nothing goes anywhere. Okay. Now, it's nice to have a little garnish. Put something nice on the top there. What could I do? Let's take a piece of this broccoli stalk and this. Let's just shave a couple pieces off and see, just for fun. Just a couple pieces, just for fun. I got one little piece here. We'll make it round. Roll it up like a little rose. Come on, roll up for me. If it works. We got a nice little rose to put on top. Well, it's something. Can you see it? Probably not. I can't see it. It's pretty, trust me. Et voila, your soup. for him, for her, for her and for her, for him and for him, for next door neighbor, for anybody, for the little boy or little girl that comes home. And it's filling. It will fill you up. And sometimes you might ask for a little bit more, but because of the size of the bowl, a lot of tummies are big. But you'll get a smile every time on this one. This is number one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. Every so often I come out with a new one. I always have something interesting to say. Sometimes I talk about school things that you might learn in school and college of culinary training. And sometimes I'll just talk about, how to make a tostito, But, I mean, that's the fun about looking at cooking with Dan Denis. Chef Dan Denis, cooking with Chef Dan Denis. I think that's pretty much my title. Although I change it every so often, but it's still under the same category. More subscribers, the better. I'm very thankful that anybody can sit and watch me, and I hope I can help somebody learn and make their career a little easier and move them up faster in life, because that's what this is about. It's about going from commie chef to sous chef, working a position in a restaurant and then learning another position. And then one day you will be an executive chef, right? That's what you want, unless you want to, be a manager or something like that. And you can do that. If you take the 2-year program, you can do that, but you don't need the 2-year program. So on that note, good luck and thanks for watching. Good night.